Today, I'm in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's my first day here after a very long 35-hour flight all the way from China. But I'm so excited and energized by this city. I absolutely love the vibes here. The people are amazing, beautiful, welcoming. And it's also home to something else, which is this incredible street art that while you're strolling through different neighborhoods, you come across and it really lifts up your spirits. And it's soon to be home to something else, and that is Zeekr. So that, my friends, is the real reason I'm here. And I want to give you guys exclusive access to everything Zeekr is doing to make moves in this market. So first, we're going to go check out our brand new showroom, which hasn't even opened yet. So you'll be the first to see it from the inside. And then we're going to go behind the scenes at our launch event. And I've told it's going to be quite the party. I mean, Brazilians definitely know how to celebrate like no one else. So let's get into it. So I've just arrived at what's soon to be our newest Zeekr showroom here in Sao Paulo. This is it behind me. You can imagine that this is where the cars are going to be on display from the street. This space actually has a very storied, unique history. I've heard that it actually was hosting some of Brazil's most exclusive VIP parties with A-list celebrities in the past, many of which you've probably heard of before. So I'm going to head inside and have a chat with Marcus, who's in charge of marketing here in Brazil, to hear a little bit more about what makes this space very special. So I'm here with Marcus. He's in charge of marketing here in Brazil. Marcus, I want to pick your brain a little bit about the general EV market here in Brazil. What is your perspective on how far we've come to date and where we're headed in terms of the overall EV market?
Yes, Jay, that's very nice because 3 years ago was 5K units here in Brazil, right? And now we are going to have 65 closing 2024. And actually the customer is waking up here, not only because the price of fuel, but also because the new technologies and also the kind of shape that the car can provide, but it's only EVs, right? So that's a very nice trend here in Brazil.
So with regards to Zeekr, Zeekr is obviously a new brand in the market. It's coming in a couple days' time. So what do you think is unique about Zeekr in terms of the overall EV market? What is fresh and new and going to be, obviously, you're a big believer in the brand. Why is it going to be in demand here?
That's a very nice question also. Basically, Zeekr is going to deliver a new level of finishing for the Brazilian customer. Not only that, but also the level of technology that we are providing. And in the end, we have very nice vehicles. I mean, in a matter of beauty, design, right? For example, the Zero One is a shooting brake. Nobody has a shooting brake here, so only Zeekr. So that's why I believe that the customer is going to pursue that and buy that here in Brazil.
Fantastic. Okay, now about the choice of location for the venue of this space. I've been told over and over again we couldn't have picked a more ideal location. So tell me a little bit about where we're situated and why it's such a perfect place for the Zeekr brand.
Yeah, basically this avenue here, we have the most important and luxury brands here, not only regarding vehicles, but also regarding everything, right? And this building specifically was used for very special activations in the past for luxury brands. So we are going to have the best place available for our brands.
So speaking to that, I've heard that this space has quite a reputation and a storied history, right? It's quite a landmark that if you ask the average person, know of it. It's called Casa Fares, right? Casa Fares, yeah. So what did this space used to be previously used for?
Goes here and make a very, very nice event.
Yes.
Sometimes even parties.
Yes.
But that's the special thing about that this place here is unique.
So speaking of some of the VIPs that used to frequent this space, I hear that there were very high-profile members of the Brazilian national soccer team.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say their name, but I know a little bit about soccer here in Brazil, and I've heard one person in particular used to play for Santos, right?
Yes, yes.
So I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out who that might be. You can make some guesses in the comments of who actually came here on a regular basis, but I don't think we can say his actual name.
Yes.
So anyway, that's where we're at. This is the Zeekr showroom, and tomorrow we're gonna go check out the launch event, which I've heard is gonna be absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to it as well?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we'll see you guys at the launch event next. So the sun is starting to go down here in Sao Paulo, and what that means is that launch night has arrived. Everyone's starting to file in, and we're expecting up to 150 high-profile media, influencers, and industry leaders to attend this VIP-only event. So one of the coolest features about this event is that it's totally open air. So anyone on the street can actually peer in and see what's going on from the outside. And we're not just on any street. We're on Faria Lima, which is one of the busiest thoroughfares in all of Sao Paulo, and it's the key business hub as well. Do you remember what your first thoughts were about 001?
It's a very premium car, right? Lots of equipment, very refined car, and a little bit different from other Chinese brands.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the next thing I wanted to ask you actually, is that, so, you know, there was almost no EVs in Brazil a few years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming more crowded, more popular.
It's a really boom, EV boom.
Yeah. It's like explosive growth, right?
Yeah.
So now that Zeekr is here, what does Zeekr offer that's new or fresh or different than everything else that's in the market today?
I think this premium feeling. We have such a gap between the Chinese more popular brands.
So like BYD,
Yes, BYD,
BM, yeah.
Yes, and those traditional European brands.
Yes.
And Mercedes-Benz, Audi.
Exactly.
Yes, and today, now we have this Zeekr brand to fill this gap.
Right. So you're confident Zeekr is going to take off in Brazil?
Yes.
All right, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
That's great to hear, yeah.
Brazilian car consumer, Brazilian car buyers are really interested in new EVs. I think Zeekr has a good market to explore.
And I think Brazilians really like sporty cars too, right? Like very high performance vehicles.
Yes.
So I think 001 is the right choice for our first model to come into Brazil.
Yes.
First time we met was back in July, I believe, in China. Was that your first experience getting to drive Zeekr?
Driving a Zeekr, yes, because Brazil was starting the operation, right?
Yeah.
So we went to China to meet the car for the first time.
So what were your impressions of 001 though, as a performance vehicle when you first tried it out?
I thought it was very nice because the car is fast, right? But is at the same time comfortable and technology. It has a lot of technology. So
Yes.
it was a good experience. And one of the things that I liked then, and you and Zeekr said to us too, is that it's a shooting brake, right?
Yes.
So it's a different purpose vehicle that is fast technology. I like that.
So now that it's finally in Brazil, how do you think it's going to be received by the market?
I think that the market in Brazil, when we talk about the premium products, is different of the market of the volume, right? That it will sell a lot. And I think that if you have a product that is in this market, you need to show technology, you need to show design, you need to show something different. And Zeekr is different. I think that it's going to, the public is going to meet the car and say, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like the first impression. and I think that everybody is going to like. Of course, in Brazil, you need to have a good operation to work.
Yes.
Because you need to have two good dealers, you need to show your technology, you need to show your after sales. So you need to make a good job.
Build a trust in the market
you need,
as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to construct that. But I think that the whole process of design in Gothenburg, at the same time, many employers of Zeekr are global. They are from many countries. I think that this is going to construct a good impression.
So that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing some of the highlights from Zeekr's launch in Brazil. If you want to see a full length of the live stream, I'll leave a link in the comments below. So we'll see you next time, guys.